ocean's gray waves, destined to seek life beyond the shore, just out of reach.
What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Parrings video. As another part of Fire Emblem Month, bringing you a brand new Parrings video. This one will be the top 8 oddest Fire Emblem Parrings. Top 8 odd Fire Emblem Parrings. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting. I guess maybe be a little bit odd. That's horrible. But yeah, so Fire Emblem, the pairing system is one of those things that's brought a lot of people to Fire Emblem, to playing the games, much to the chagrin of older Fire Emblem fans. But it's something that's interesting that people like to do. They like the pairings, they like the waifus, and you know, not all the pairings are as like romantic and awesome as you think. Now this one, like my top 8 worst waifus list, is subjective. It's just my opinion. You know, if you have one of these pairings on your game, or you know, you like one of these pairings, I'm not hating on it. It's just me just talking about something I think is odd. So, let's get to it. Xander and Perry. So Xander and Perry, like, this one's an odd one because Xander is a prince and Perry is a psychopath. I mean, of course, like, you know, like most Nord characters, or like most violent characters in Fire Emblem, deep down inside, she is a good person, and you just have to get to that. And of course, something like that does happen in the supports between the two if you decide to pair them up. But it is a very odd pairing. Like, you wouldn't see that in like a normal TV show or a movie or an anime, or maybe an anime, but you know, not in a normal romantic setting would you see two characters like that. It's pretty interesting. Lynx and Hyatt. Okay, so this is pretty much Erased. You remember Erased, right? The anime? I did a review on that a while back. Erased, there was a guy who got sent back in time to his childhood to prevent a murder, right? Or a series of murders. And basically, there's this weird romantic tension between him and the chick he's trying to save. And now, technically, Holmes is like 27, but he's in the body of like an 11 or 12-year-old. And the chick is legit a kid, so the chemistry is weird. The same thing kind of happens here. Lynx is an older woman who was cursed because she did a lot of bad things with her dark magic. She was cursed to look super young forever. And Hayato is a legit kind of like kid. I'm not quite sure how old Hayato is, but he legit looks like a kid anyway. Pairing them two together is weird. Mailkana and Silky. I think I'm probably saying that wrong, but you guys will tell me in the comments. Well, if you guys decide to make comments, since no one really comments on my videos anymore. But that's okay though. But yeah, so it's Mailkana and Silky. This one's an interesting pairing because they're both hybrids and they're both hunters, you know. And what would their baby be? Like seriously, like you know, like freaking Kana can turn into a dragon, Silky can turn into a wolf. I mean, would it be like a wolf dragon, like a dragon wolf, like a fuzzy dragon, or like a scaly? What would it be? What the hell would that be? Seriously. Not to mention, can you imagine like when the two of them meet out in the safari hunting stuff? yeah, it's odd, isn't it? This is Orochi and Tsubaki. So this one was a pairing from I actually had in my game, and it's actually not that odd or bad. It's actually a pretty good pairing. The only thing that's odd about this is the way it kind of goes on. The supports for this start with Orochi predicting something bad happening with Tsubaki. That's how the relationship starts. Oh, something's bad gonna happen to you. Okay. That's an icebreaker. Now, this one I think is more of an opposites attract thing that would kind of work, but kind of not. And that's Oboro and Silas. Now, Oboro, one of her biggest traits is the fact that she hates Norians. Norians killed her parents, and she hates them. And Silas is a Norian traitor. So, you know, that could create some kind of interesting chemistry, even though she totally has a thing for Takumi. But, you know, it's Takumi. So, say she ends up with Silas somehow. This is a very odd pairing. Like, it's kind of like a Republican and a Democrat getting married. Even though that's probably happened before many, many times. But it's still a very odd pairing because, I mean, will he help her, you know, will a Norian knight betray Nor, help her get over her racism against Nor and how they killed her parents? You know, what will happen here? That's a pretty interesting pairing. I probably should do that in one of my playthroughs. But yeah, that is a pretty interesting pairing, as well as a very odd pairing indeed. Saizo and Rinka. Now this is another one from my playthrough. And I guess you could probably say Saizo and anybody, since it's kind of hard to pair him up with people because he's such a kind of like cold, distant character. But Saizo and Rinka is a pretty, it's another one of those weird type of pairings that it works in a weird way since they're both kind of similar. Like in their supports, it started off with them like pairing, sparring with each other, you know, and they're fighting each other, and it kind of develops into a relationship from there. And they're still kind of their, you know, kind of hardened, you know, kind of, you know, selves, but it's a very interesting pairing though. I mean, it's interesting to watch that play out. Like, you have to try it. Like, Saizo and Rinka. It's an interesting pairing, but it's still a very odd pairing. And pretty much Saizo with anybody. It's hard to pair him with people because he's just so Saizo. And the last one is Film, Korin, and Gunther. This is a weird pairing, okay? Not just because Gunther's old and Film Karen is not, but it's just a weird pairing altogether because Gunther is kind of like this fatherly figure to her, you know, kind of like this fatherly mentor figure. Think like Rey and Luke. Yeah, you don't see people shipping Rey and Luke, do you? And if you do see those people, don't talk to those people. They're weird people. But Rey and Luke, you don't ship those two, and that's kind of the dynamic I get from them. Gunther is kind of like the Luke to Korin's Rey, you know, and of course he kind of dies eventually, but you know, at least in my game he dies. Gunther. But, you know what I'm saying, the pairing is very odd. And imagine what would the babies look like. You want like old man babies? Like freaking Benjamin Button babies. But that's about it for this one. I'm going to be doing another one. I think the next one is I think it's another pairings list, or I might do something a little bit different. I'll try to get one of these out every week. I've been having some issues because I'm moving formats. You see I'm standing and I'm not sitting anymore. So I'm trying this format out. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, tell me in the comments and I'll pull the chair back. But that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe. And as always, folks, keep it real.